The public believed it understood Matthew Perry's life narrative, yet behind the humor, celebrity, and well-timed sarcasm was a guy engaged in struggles that most people never witnessed. Millions of fans who grew up watching him as Chandler Bing, the character who became a global comfort, still find his death on October 28, 2023, unbelievable. However, Matthew's life away from the cameras was far more nuanced. It was full of tragedy, resiliency, vulnerability, and an honesty that frequently shocked even those closest to him. Matthew, who was born in Massachusetts and grew up in Canada, carried the pain of having to move back and forth between parents who were divorced. In an interview, he once acknowledged that he had a hole inside that nothing ever seemed to fill, a sentiment that subtly followed him into adulthood. He battled a sense of isolation long before he became well known, and Friends' explosive growth only made those inner conflicts worse. People loved Chandler, but they didn't know me, he famously remarked. Those who did know him frequently characterized him as extremely giving, quick to laugh, and painfully harsh on himself. His friends remembered that he was more concerned with their well-being than his own. Matthew's heart was softer and bigger than he ever believed, according to Jennifer Aniston. But beneath his generosity lay a decades-long battle with addiction. He talked candidly about it because he felt obliged to utilize his suffering to help others, not to get recognition. He once declared, "I want to be remembered for helping people if I die. It will be a good concert. However, what important are the lives I affected?" It was a phrase that captured the essence of the comedian. Thoughtful, wounded, and committed to transforming sorrow into something worthwhile. His rehab stays near fatal health scares, and relapses were more than just news stories. They were parts of a guy who persevered despite feeling hopeless. Those close to him reported that he appeared calmer, healthier, and even more cheerful in the months preceding his passing. He had started pickleball, chatted enthusiastically about upcoming initiatives, and spent peaceful evenings at home. Because of this, the trauma of what transpired at his Los Angeles home that afternoon is still present. Fans and friends were devastated by the sudden discovery of him unconscious in his jacuzzi. He died because of drowning and the combined effects of ketamine in his system. According to the official investigation, the amount of ketamine in his blood was surprisingly high, even though it was a part of a valid medical treatment he had been getting. Although his death was declared an accident, the grief it caused was far from straightforward. The thing that most disturbs people is how nearly at peace Matthew appeared to be. In his memoir, he said that he believed he was in the second half of his life, which could at last provide stability and clarity. He frequently expressed his desire for a family, true love, and a more sedate life than the one that celebrity inquired. He was described as glowing, hopeful, and ready to start again by those who recently saw him. His death feels like a story cut off in mid-sentence because of this contrast, the man rebuilding himself and the man abruptly gone. There's more to Matthew Perry's legacy than just his jokes, memorable moments, and Chandler Bing. It serves as a reminder that even the people who make us laugh the most frequently have the darkest secrets. Perhaps the true sadness in his intense desire to be recognized as a human being who strives daily to improve upon his past rather than as a celebrity.